going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky, I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
Oh, what's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. Hopefully you guys are having a great weekend. Hopefully you guys are having a great holiday weekend. Tomorrow's a national holiday. It is. It's also the First Lady's birthday. So if anyone's in the chat, make sure you reach out to, she's here. Heather's here. Make sure you say happy birthday. Sorry, I was less than a minute late, but I got sucked into Biggins' clip that he's playing right now. It's a good one. So yeah, I kind of got lost track of time. Anyways, I've got two bench trials for you tonight. They are both really good. They both end completely differently. And yeah, but they're both good. They're both in front of Judge Taylor. And for those of you that don't know, Judge Taylor is the counterpart to Judge Perkins. They handle, I never remember which one it is. Judge Perkins, I think, handles the does he do the beginning of the alphabet and Taylor does the end, or it might be swapped, but they both handle different parts of the alphabet. So if you were like A through, I don't know, what's the middle letter? I don't even want to guess because I'm going to be wrong and you guys are going to call me out on it. But yeah, anyways, two Judge Taylor bench trials coming up for you. Hopefully you guys are having a great night. All right, now I'm rambling. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Matters of the People versus Andre Martini Williams. This is ticket 7357731. 1 count reckless driving. 1 count no operator's license on person.
Is this really loud, or do I have my mic maybe set up too high? It's really loud to me. I just turned the master volume down. If it's too low, let me know, but it's coming through crazy loud to me. You know what? I'm going to rewind it because we're going through the charges, and that's important. Yep, that was fast forward. All right, here we go. Now let's go.
Matters of the People versus Andre Martini Williams. This is ticket 7357731. 1 count reckless driving. 1 count no operator's license on person. I also have ticket SP 1411138. 1 count reckless driving. Ticket SP 1411139. 1 count failed to immediately disclose to officer that he or she was carrying a weapon. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
For the record, Your Honor, Gianchico Mason, City of Detroit, 43471. I do have Officer Allison present. So,
all right. Officer, can you state your name for the record, please?
Officer Allison, badge 4443 of the Detroit Police Department.
All right. Counsel?
Dennis Whitey, P79560, on behalf of Andre Williams. Please state your full name for the record.
Andre Martini Williams.
Okay. All right. Today is the date and time set for a bench trial in this matter. How are we proceeding?
ready to proceed, Your Honor.
All right. You ready to proceed as well?
Yes, Your Honor, but there's 4 cases here. 2 of the 4 has a no officer present, so I move to dismiss on those. Ticket ending 7731 and 7732.
All right. On the matters where there's no officer present, the court will dismiss those matters without prejudice at this time. All right. Are we ready to proceed, counsel?
Defense is ready.
All right. Counsel for the city?
Ready to proceed, Your Honor. At this time, we would waive any opening argument and we would call our officer to stand. And Your Honor, may I just intercede at this point? I'm going to have to tell, I'm in Judge Garrett's courtroom. I need to let her know right quick.
Okay, let them know and then let me know when you're ready, okay?
You don't need me anymore, correct, Judge?
No more, yep. You're all set, Attorney Baughman, you're all set as
Everyone
well.
have a great day.
You have a great rest of your day too.
You too, thank you.
Thank you. Happy Monday, everyone. See you
Thank
soon.
you, happy Monday to you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we can go, Your Honor.
We do have a party planned tomorrow night. Heather is going to be joining me on her birthday night for, a special birthday live stream with her. Also, it's not going to be members only tomorrow night. It won't be members only. It's going to be a normal video. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, let's keep going. What's up, Judgmental Cat? How are you?
Proceed.
All right, we're all set. All right, Officer Olson, can you turn your camera on and please? So I can take some testimony. All right. Sir, can you raise your right hand? Yeah. Do you swear or affirm? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can put your hand down. Counsel, you can proceed.
Good morning, Officer Allison. Would you please say?
All right. I don't want to keep pausing it for this, but no, I'll be doing a members only thing earlier in the day. Heather, I'm so sorry if I didn't tell you. But yeah, no, members only moved to the afternoon tomorrow, and yeah, it's going to be a normal live stream tomorrow night for your birthday. I don't want to leave anyone out. So yeah, legal fiction, you can still wear your jacket. I'll still do a members thing during the afternoon, but the normal time for my live stream tomorrow night will be in honor of Heather, and I don't want to leave anyone out. And that just made Heather nervous because she's going to be on stream with me.
Your full name for the record.
Officer Kevin Allison,
And where are you employed currently?
Detroit Police Department,
And what is your rank?
police officer.
And the date of December 13th, 2022 at approximately 8:19 p.m. were you on duty at that time?
Yes,
And did you happen to be working in the area of Alter Road in Wavenly?
yes,
And at that point, did you come across the defendant, Andre Martini Williams?
yes.
And I'm going to be asking you a series of questions, so I really don't want a narrative. So just tell us when you first approached defendant Williams.
On a
Okay, and what was the basis?
We
for
didn't
the
hear
traffic?
that. We didn't hear that at all.
the
We
counter was on a traffic stop.
And would you tell the court how you encountered him on a traffic stop?
I observed him traveling at a high rate of speed southbound Alter from Waveney.
And would you please describe what kind of car he was driving?
It was a gray 2007 Honda.
Now, you indicated it was a high rate of speed. What type of speed was it?
Due to the jerking motion of the vehicle and the sound of engine when it comes to revving.
Funny you say that, Johnny. I've actually got a very funny clip of an attorney not wearing a shirt on camera. So that's gonna be part of it tomorrow. So that attorney's wearing his birthday suit. Just saying. A little spoiler alert for tomorrow night.
It is what caught your attention initially.
Correct.
Okay. And then did you observe him speeding?
Correct.
And could you tell the court what the rate of speed was?
The posted speed limit was 30 miles per hour. I had to go over 80 miles per hour to catch up to.
And would you please describe to the court what type of community this is? Commercial, residential?
This is a residential street.
And you indicated was at 8:19 p.m. at night. Was it dark outside or was it daylight, if you know, or recall? Okay. What were the weather conditions, if you remember?
Pretty clear standard day.
And you indicated that he was driving at, would you repeat the rate of speed that you thought he was driving at?
I had to drive over 80 miles per hour to catch up to the vehicle.
And at some point, did you put on your lights and sirens?
Yes.
Okay. And what happened after you put on your lights and sirens?
Prior to putting on my lights and sirens, Mr. Williams went into the oncoming lane of traffic without signal to turn into the gas station parking lot, which is the sicko that sits at Alter and Warren. My lights and sirens were initiated at that point when we pulled into the gas station.
And how long did you observe Mr. Williams driving at a higher rate of speed before you initiated the lights and sirens?
So Alter and Waveney is like 2 blocks from Warren.
So about how far or how long? Could you tell the court if you know?
So at least 2 blocks.
And once you stopped him, what happened after you stopped him?
I identified myself and stated the reason for the stop. During our encounter, it was later found out that he was carrying a concealed weapon properly because he is a CPL holder.
At some point, did he, in your discussion with him, did he deny speeding to you?
No recollection of that.
Okay. Did you, in your opinion as an officer, how many times have you stopped people for speeding in your history, officer?
During this time, I was doing traffic enforcement. So numbers of hand, I'm stopping at least 10 cars a day on a normal shift.
And do you believe that going in excess of 80 miles an hour was a disregard for the safety of personal property, of people and property in the area?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I have no further questions of this witness, Your Honor.
Thank you. Counsel, cross-examination.
Officer Allison, what uniform were you in that evening? What type of uniform?
I wear a Class B uniform with a name and a badge on outer most garments.
Okay. And were you working with a partner or partners?
I believe I had a partner this day.
One partner or two?
Don't recall exactly how many partners.
Okay. Fair to say you weren't even driving the patrol car that evening?
I was jumping, correct.
You were driving or you were not driving?
I was jumping. Yes, sir. I was in the jump seat, passenger.
Okay, and the jump seat is, explain to the court, what's a jump seat?
The jump seat is the front passenger seat where you run the computer of the scout car.
Okay, and so
I am now calling the passenger seat the jump seat from now on. I like it so much better than the passenger seat. So, Heather, hey, you want to be my wingman? You can jump in the jump seat. There you go. Let's go. Oh, I also want to say, I'm sure you guys, everyone has noticed so far that the defendant and the defense attorney are both in person. Everyone else is on Zoom. You can't see them on the screen. They're not there. I'm sure everyone noticed that. I just wanted to say that loud. You can hear them clearly, though. So, but I just wanted to make that record straight.
earlier when you testified, you had to drive over 80 miles per hour. That wasn't accurate, correct?
I had traveled over 80 miles per hour. So, yes, sir.
Okay, and you're sure it's 80 miles per hour?
Correct. That's
okay. And let's be clear, you're not saying that my client was driving 80 miles per hour. That's what you had to drive to catch up to him from a distance. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Okay. And you just said driving 80 miles an hour would be considered reckless, correct?
Correct.
But my client wasn't driving 80 miles an hour, was he?
No.
As a matter of fact, if somebody's in a distance, it takes, I guess, double the amount of time to close the gap. Is that correct?
I'm going to object to that, Your Honor, lack of foundation, and I believe the attorney's testifying.
Response?
Well, my response is he's just testified. Well, the prosecutor asked, is he a qualified police officer? Has he stopped how many people? He said 10 a shift. He sounds pretty knowledgeable based on his training and experience. I'm looking for his training experience here. That is, if you're trying to catch up to a car from a distance, it takes double the amount of speed to actually close that gap. That's all I'm asking. I'm not testifying. I'm
I've been
asking.
asking,
Yes,
does he know how much speed it would take in order to catch up to a person as a foundational question, then move to that question?
Okay, do you know
All right, trying to find a little break. Court 5, it's good to see you, Kathy. Hopefully you had some rest this morning. I saw a little bit of your stream this morning, and you did seem a little tired, and you said you needed to close your eyes. Hopefully you got some rest. And I am really excited about your Judge Fleischer. I don't want to call it an interview. I don't know what else to call it, though. Judge Fleischer is hanging out on Kathy's channel on Tuesday. So 2 days from now, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I may make a small appearance if I'm not going to be there for very long, but I'm very happy for Kathy. This is awesome. This is awesome. Judge Fleischer did actually jump on my channel yesterday, and he was in the chat, and it was really weird. I had to make sure it was him, and we confirmed it. So he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. I'm really excited for you.
You know how much speed it takes to catch up to a vehicle in the distance?
I know you have to go faster than the vehicle. If they're doing the speed limit, you shouldn't have to go as fast, because when I first encountered Mr. Williams, we were side by side when he passed me, and then we did a U-turn to catch up with him.
Okay. And so, what was the radar on in the patrol car?
No.
Regarding this 80 miles per hour speed you said your partner had to travel at, you agree with me that on the date in question, you told my client he had to travel about 75 miles per hour.
My notes have 80 miles per hour, over 80 per hour.
Okay. So, and there's a video recording of this, isn't there?
Correct.
And do you have that video recording for us here today?
I do not.
So you're basically relying on your notes to testify today, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, you also stated that my client's vehicle was not only speeding, but I believe you said he did not signal before, I guess, cutting an opposing lane to turn into a gas station. Is that correct?
Correct.
And other than that, he wasn't running through red lights, was he?
I do not have any red light.
Okay. He wasn't swerving on any other lanes, was he?
Traveling into the oncoming lane would be considered swerving into the oncoming lane.
All right, Jenna, that's actually a really good question. It's actually not, the officer is just a witness. He's not the person, charging the defendant. It's the prosecutor. The prosecutor is the one who brings the evidence. Now, in the next case, you'll see this. When the prosecution brings the body camera footage, that means it's, clear cut, this person got it wrong. When they don't bring it, there generally isn't a foundation for it. And it's, there's a chance they got it wrong. The cop got it wrong, or the officer got it wrong. And this is the difference between hiring an attorney and, getting a court-appointed attorney. First off, he showed up in person and he's arguing. He's doing a really good job. Whether or not this guy is, should be found guilty of this or not, this is the difference between a hired attorney and a public defender. A public defender would have instantly just, hey, I'm gonna get the best plea deal I can for you. And this attorney showed up and he's fighting for him, which, again, the difference between a public defender and why did I just blank? You guys know what I'm saying. All right, let's go.
Swerving or intentional to turn left? Which was it?
The lane is not designed to turn into the oncoming lane of traffic. When it's stick lines in the middle of the road, you are not to pass that lane until you're actually conducting your turn. You don't drive into the oncoming lane to get to your turn.
Okay, so it's your testimony that my client was out of control of his vehicle then?
He was operating in a recklessly manner.
Okay, well, and what is well, you're trained as a Detroit police officer. When did you go to the academy?
2020.
Okay, and in 2020, so that's the modern curriculum that they're teaching. They teach about reckless driving, don't they?
Correct.
And what is reckless driving per Detroit police policy?
When you cause danger to the public or property in the area.
Okay, so was there any damage to property?
No.
Was there any cars that had to swerve to avoid my client's car?
Not to my recollection.
Did my client hit any cars?
No.
Did my client cut any cars off? Meaning in front of them, ran them off the road?
He passed cars to go around the vehicles. So.
Yeah, he passed them, but he wasn't cutting them off, right?
That would be cutting them off because you wouldn't know exactly where they would be trying to travel or turn.
Okay, so it's your testimony then, if I'm on I-75 and I pass on the left lane, I'm cutting them off. The person
Judge, I
next to me.
believe that the question's been asked and answered. I think he's getting argument.
It is easing into arguments. Counsel?
Well, I'm delving and exploring his training in this regard. First, he misstates that the whole mischaracterizes what a record.
And Judge, I'm gonna just object to the mischaracterization.
No. What we're not gonna do is cut each other off. We're gonna let people have complete thoughts and complete sentences. And then, because it's already hard to deal with this with one person online and one person in person. Okay, so what were you saying, attorney?
I'm just asking, he just testified that passing somebody on the left is cutting them off, meaning running them off the road is what I asked. I'm just asking, so if you pass anybody on the left, that's considered cutting them off.
You can ask that question.
Thank you. Can you answer that?
When you're passing into the oncoming lane, yes.
Okay.
There's only one person I know that would study for that, and yeah, I'm not going to talk bad about someone when they're not here. So, just saying.
Now he stops in the gas station, is that right?
Correct.
Let me ask this. Two partners or one with you?
I know I at least had one partner.
Okay. And you weren't actually up at the driver's door interviewing my client, were you?
No.
You didn't actually speak to my client, is that right?
No.
And I put that in a double negative. I confused myself. You did not speak to my client. Is that correct?
Correct, I did not.
You were in there's what's called a contact and cover position when you are conducting a traffic stop. Is that correct?
Correct.
And the contact officer is the one that makes contact with the driver occupants of the vehicle verbally and gives directions. Is that right?
Correct.
Oh, Kathy, she still does. This is just she's a completely different person when it comes to her bench trials, though. She's very serious. Now, when it's, just her taking pleas or trying to move things along, she's smiling and laughing. But the clip I have of the shirtless attorney is in her court, and I'll play that tomorrow night for Heather's birthday suit surprise. But yeah, so she's still the same person. She still has the elephant on the desk. Her flowers are gone though today. She probably just needs to replace them.
The cover officer stands back, observes the entire situation to watch his partner's back as well as the occupants for officer safety. Isn't that right?
Correct.
Fair enough to say that you were the cover officer in this situation.
Correct.
And given that, you actually, one of your partners gave you my client's driver's license and information, and you went back to the scout car during this traffic stop, right?
Yes.
Your
And
Honor,
when you went back-
I'm sorry, Mr. Whiting. At this point, I'd like to place an objection.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think this is relevant. The issue here is reckless. I don't even know where this line of questioning is going, but I'm going to just object to relevance.
Counsel, where's your response is?
She's forgetting the second count, Judge. It has to do with the second count. Failure to immediately disclose that you have a CPL.
That's a
Response?
case, not our case. We're not handling the case of the CPL.
We're willing to what?
We're not in the CPL. That's not ours. That's a state matter. We're only on the record.
I couldn't hear the last of what you said after state matter. What did you say after that?
It's a
We're
state
here
matter.
only here
She's
on
not
the state
handling
matter.
it.
I'm sorry,
the-
Ms. Mason, what did you say after state matter?
I am handling the reckless. I'm not handling the disclose of the CPL.
Oh, it's a civil infraction anyway, so I get to listen to it. He can continue. Go ahead.
So officer, you returned to the patrol vehicle while at least one of your partners was standing with my client at the driver's side of his vehicle. Is that right?
Correct.
fair to say that you were running my client on what's called LEAN, the Law Enforcement Information Network?
Yes.
And you're running to make sure he had a valid driver's license, if he had warrants, things of that nature. Is that correct?
Yes.
And at some point, you issue a citation, is that right?
Yes.
And you issued that citation based upon your partner's direction, is that correct?
When you're jumping, I can hear everything going on in the vehicle as well.
Okay, so you're back in the scout car, you can hear everything up at the traffic stop, is that correct?
No.
Okay, so fair to say, one of your partners, at least one of your partners, was speaking to my client for at least a couple minutes where you were not even in earshot, is that correct?
Yes.
And let me just back up. Weren't you actually sitting in the back seat? Didn't you have two partners?
Like I said, I have no recollection how many partners I had.
Okay. So, but the one partner who was speaking to my client, he told you to issue him a ticket for speeding, isn't that right?
I would be issuing the ticket myself.
I understand that, but the person who had contact with my client, who interviewed my client, who had full knowledge of my client's statements, directed you right on the video to issue him a ticket for speeding, isn't that right?
If that's on the video, then correct.
Okay. So you're the one that came up with the reckless driving ticket, correct?
Correct.
And that's based on half information. And let me back up. That's based on a lack of information on your part. You weren't interviewing my client as your partner was, is that correct?
Well, the reckless driving all came before the interview of your client. The reckless driving was when he was operating the motor vehicle and what I seen.
Okay, understood. But you did not hear any of my client's explanations, is that correct?
I didn't need to, so no.
Okay. So you didn't need to hear that at all?
I observed the vehicle operate in a reckless manner and I issued the citation.
Okay, so who did you issue it to?
Mr. Williams.
Okay, did you hand him the ticket?
I handed my partner the ticket.
And then your partner handed it over, is that correct?
Correct.
And again, this was on body worn camera as well as the dashboard camera, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just one moment, Your Honor. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Any redirect? I do have a question for the officer.
I have no redirector.
Officer Olson, at the fail to disclose, because that's a civil infraction I get to hear. At the fail to disclose, at what point in time did you learn that he had a weapon in the vehicle?
It was during the traffic stop when my partner had advised me.
Okay, did he let you know, or how did y'all find out that he had a vehicle and weapon in the vehicle?
I don't fully understand your question, Your Honor.
So the charge I have before me is failed to immediately disclose to officer that he or she was carrying a weapon. What happened?
So when you first stop the vehicle, even on the rear of CPL card, you're supposed to immediately disclose I'm armed, I'm a concealed pistol license holder. It was not immediately disclosed during the initial encounter of traffic stop, and it was later disclosed as I returned back to my vehicle.
Okay, any questions based on my question?
I do, Judge.
Go ahead.
Fair to say, officer, you never saw, touched, or recovered a firearm from that vehicle, is that correct?
Correct.
So you wrote him failure to display or disclose that it is CPL, but there is no weapon in the car that you can definitively point to. Is that correct?
That I could not point to. My partner had to testify to.
Okay. Is your partner here today?
No.
And fair to say, your partner who was with you is the one that did the interview, right? Is that correct?
Correct.
And so all your information based on the fail to disclose comes from your partner. Is that correct?
Correct.
So, okay, so you sitting here with personal knowledge have no idea at what time my client disclosed he had a CPL. Is that right?
I know it's not disclosed while I was at the vehicle. And when usually I'm at the vehicle, our knowledge, we'll usually explain ourselves, identify our reasons for the stop, and give client plenty of time to disclose.
Oh, I understand that. And you said usually. Usually this is what happens. I'm talking about this traffic stop. This traffic stop, your partner's at the driver's side window. Is that correct?
Once I returned to the vehicle, it should have been disclosed already because I'm at the passenger side for a while before I returned to the vehicle to run.
What I asked you was your partner was at the driver's door of the vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
And you weren't at the driver's door. You were on the cover position, right?
Correct.
Nothing further, Judge.
Anything further from you, counsel? Attorney Mason, you have anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. May this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're all set, Mr. Olson, Officer Olson. All right, Attorney Mason, closing arguments?
Your Honor, I believe we do have the burden beyond a reasonable doubt. And as we know,
Hold on, stop. I'm sorry. Defense.
I think we have to let them rest.
Oh, do you need to rest first? I'm sorry.
yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. I so jumped the gun.
Judge.
All right. Do you have any witnesses, defense?
No, Judge, but I do have a motion for directed verdict, and the
Okay.
motion is very simple. Not gonna belabor the point. The witness didn't identify my client. He keeps saying my client. She never had him point him out. We've asked for an in-person trial. He appears by way of Zoom. He wasn't even in the courtroom, but at no point does he identify my client as the driver of that vehicle. Therefore, Judge, that is directed verdict 101. Both counts should be dismissed at this point.
Counsel.
All right. Yeah, the defense attorney was rude. But he did his job, right? He did a good job. He defended his client on a traffic ticket. Again, someone said it earlier. Who gets a defense attorney for a traffic ticket? Apparently someone who wants to win the case. And I always mispronounce her name incorrectly, but it's like Diamiso Mason. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to stop trying. But she is in about 4 or 5 different courts at once. You generally see her with multiple different headphones on. She has multiple monitors going from courthouse to courthouse. And yeah, she made a little mistake. She made a little mistake right here. And you're about to see her frustration just come out.
Your Honor, I believe that he identified him. He said that he named him by at this point. He did not identify, but he did direct him to the date and the time of this location. There hasn't been any.
Ms. Mason, you broke up a lot. I didn't get a lot of that.
Your Honor, at this point, I believe that he did indicate by name Andre Martini Wilson, the date, the vehicle that he was driving. There has been no defense point out that this was a lack of an ID information, like that he was not the person at the scene. So, Your Honor, I believe that in the light most favorable to the non-moving party, that the directed verdict should be denied.
Just in brief reply, Your Honor. That's why we always have witnesses say, do you see that person in the courtroom? Describe an article of clothing they're wearing. Point your finger at them. The big dramatic moments in front of the jury that says, that's him. We don't even have that here. You can identify him by name, but even what's more problematic about this case, Judge, this officer didn't even interview the person who was in the car. He does an interview. He's the cover officer. He's following direction. He goes back. He runs the name. He comes back. He doesn't issue the ticket. He doesn't even get next to the window to see my client. So how
Did you ask him, was he blind? Did you ask him, could he hear?
Good. I'm sorry.
The officer here, is he blind?
Is he blind?
Blind, like can he see? Can the officer see?
Oh, I would presume he could, Judge.
You know, we act like it's some blind room that, okay, hold on, let me rule. Then I can make my fuss. The difficulties with doing stuff half online and half in the courtroom. It's not your fault, Attorney Mason. But I do think this was in person and it should have been set as an in-person trial on today. So everybody could be in the courtroom so all people can be seen.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but beating a traffic ticket could save you whatever the attorney cost was. This was a very good defense attorney. So let's say it cost them $500. So $500 to pay this defense attorney to win this case could save you on insurance costs for the next, I don't know, 5 years. I don't know how long. I'm not going to claim to know how insurance works on how much you pay them if you get a ticket, but it will go up. So this $500 may have massively outnumbered or countered the price of what his insurance would go up for the next couple of years. It was a good decision. He hired a great traffic attorney. I didn't know there was such thing, but he did a good job.
No. Is the other ticket you want to dismiss your client's ticket?
This you did the same party, Judge.
Oh, the judge is not happy. She realizes the prosecutor did not point out the defendant, and you have to dismiss this. The attorney called it out perfectly. We saw this in Judge Webster's court a month or two ago, where they waited till the end. They had all the witnesses come up. They did the defense, and in the very end, they said the prosecutor did not call the witness call my defendant as, or the defendant, sorry, as the person that did this. Therefore, you have to dismiss this. It didn't happen. It did not happen. This was supposed to be in person. Nobody acknowledged anybody, so therefore dismiss it. There's a reason why you do that at the very beginning of every single hearing. And Miss Mason realizes she messed up. And you're about to see her frustration. She did. She messed up. And this was a pretty cut and dry case. But yeah.
I got the same driver's license number. Same address. Same vehicle. All right. Unfortunately, I do believe I have to grant that directed verdict at this point in time because of lack of identification, visual identification that this is indeed the defendant in this particular matter. Let me tell you something, Mr. Williams. You have 2 reckless drivers. Somebody not lying. And guess what? You have a W last name. Pick up another reckless driver. That's not what the city needs. I drive in these areas. Other people drive in these areas. We don't want to be zip-zap down by somebody who's going too fast or weaving in and out of traffic, especially with it getting warm outside.
I'm not a reckless driver. That's all I can say. I'm not a reckless driver.
Yet you have 2 tickets before me today that say reckless driving on it for the same type of behavior. Let me read it, and I quote from the one that was already dismissed. Failed to signal, went to the corner, violated, turn on this street, going fast, straddling lanes. Drove at a very high rate of speed due to sound on engine, jerking motion. Driver failed to signal, drove into wrong lane of travel to attempt to turn west onto Warren. Those things. And if you have a CPL, you must immediately disclose. As soon as they come to the window, I disclose that I have a CPL. It's the rules of having a gun. Having a gun in the state of Michigan is a privilege. And I know it's a part of the Constitution, it's the right to bear arms, but there are certain things when you bear an arm that is covered up and that cannot be seen by people, especially when police officers come to it.
All right, 2 things real quick. Libby, the defendant and the defense attorney are in person. So that's why there's no camera on them. They're in person. The camera's on the judge. But the prosecutor, Miss Mason, just realized, I lost this case because I didn't start out by saying, can we acknowledge the defendant and that this is the person that caused the crime? That is why this is getting dismissed. So you're about to see Miss Mason. She's on mute, but if you can read lips, you can see what she's saying. She's talking to a coworker right now, and she's not happy. Muse, I want to call you out. The comment you left on my video from this afternoon was awesome. I want to make sure I call you out. I responded to the comment, but I wanted to make sure I called you out. Thank you so much for that comment. It was really nice. Thank you so much for that. All right, let's finish this clip and get on to the next one.
Unfortunately, I have to dismiss these matters without prejudice and grant the motion that has been made. That concludes this hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
That concludes this morning's docket.
My hand doesn't ever too clear.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Nope, y'all learn it when it happens. And then y'all be the first ones before the court talking about some wham, cry.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you just let stuff continue so that people can learn lessons.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, Court Vibes, you're absolutely right. She will never make that mistake again. She's really good. She's not just really good at her job. She's compassionate at the times that she should be, and she's hard at the times that she should be. I have a lot of respect for Miss Mason. She dropped the ball in that case, but she will never do that again. All right. Yeah, that one. All right, this one's a little bit more entertaining. Now, there's a lot of this clip that I cut out because I didn't want to go through the motions of putting the blur on the license plates and everything, but I didn't cut out anything you need to see. It was just kind of just idle, whatever. But yeah, this one's a little bit more fun. Let's just say that.
People versus Jerome Urell Jr. This is going to be case number SP 1518078. 1 count drove while license suspended. I also have ticket number SP 14325951, which is 1 count stop street or intersection failed to stop. This is the date and time set for a bench trial in both of these matters. Mr. Urell, can you state your name for the record, please?
Jerome Urell Jr.
All right. And on the ticket SP 1518078, drove while license suspended. His license is now valid. So the court's going to dismiss this matter without prejudice. Officer Dwyer, you're all set for today, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day. On the ticket remaining though, huh?
I say you as well.
Okay, thank you. On the ticket remaining, Officer Furnace, are you available right now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to have you, as both of you know, or if you don't know, it's a civil infraction hearing. That means I, as the judge, make the decision and ruling in this particular matter. I'm going to give each one of you an opportunity to describe what happened on that day and at that time. And then based off of that information, I will make my decision. Starting with the police officer. Officer, can you please raise your right hand? Are you able to turn on your camera for me real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, ma'am?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. Ma'am, you can tell me what happened back on the date of February 12th of 2023 in the area of Whittier and Linnetville in the city of Detroit?
My partner and I were stationary at Whittier and Linville, watching the four-way stop sign. When the defendant disregarded the stop sign. My partner and I initiated a traffic stop at Whittier and Edsel Ford Service Drive. We made contact and he stated that he went around the stop sign. He didn't disregard it. He went around it.
All right. And do you see that person who you saw in the car that day in court?
I do.
Where are they and what are they wearing?
He is wearing an olive green t-shirt.
And do you remember what type of car it was that you saw?
It was a black Dodge Charger.
And were you you said you saw him go through it or around the stop sign? What did you see take place?
He went through the stop sign. He disregarded it.
And it sounds like you caught up to him pretty quickly. Did he pull over once he saw the lights, ma'am?
He did.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to add?
No.
Who was your partner that day? Do you recall?
Yep, Alexander Cavalos.
All right. All right. All right, sir, Mr. Uriel. Okay, ma'am, thank you so much. You can put yourself back on mute. Mr. Uriel, what happened that day in
Oh, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. It's a funny story, and he tries to explain it, and it's kind of funny. Now it makes sense when he says it because I'm a smartass, and I might use that line too. But you'll see. You'll see.
The area of Whittier and Linville in the city of Detroit on February 12th of 2023.
Oh, this day specifically, like this is my neighborhood where I was raised and grew up in. So I was driving and I was on my way to do a job. So when I was coming up Whittier, like where Linville was at. Remind you, this is my neighborhood. So I drive this neighborhood every day. So I made a complete stop at the stop sign. And me having a Charger with a 5.7 Hemi, when I pulled off, it's like, you know how you can hear the motor like growling or whatever. So I made a complete stop and then I pulled off. I got to the light right there by the rallies on Whittier and Harper. So once I get to the light, I made a complete stop again. And then the light turned green. So after I passed that light, I was about to approach the other light and I see lights behind me. So I pulled over like, and after I pulled over, I'm like, what are you pulling me over for? They said, you ran a stop sign back there. I said, no, I didn't. They said, yes, you did. And I said, no, I didn't. And then I was telling them like, this is my neighborhood. Like I stop at this stop sign every other day. So, and I was like, if I did, like, I didn't. Like I did stop at the stop sign, but I said, if I didn't stop at the stop sign, why didn't you guys pull me over back there? You waited till I got 2 lights ahead. Like I had enough time to stop at 1 light, at a complete stop, and then it turned green. And when I approached the other light, that's when the lights come behind me. So, and I know for a fact that I didn't run a stop sign. That's why I came this far.
All right. Yeah, he was flexing his car. Yeah, don't do that in court. Don't do that in court. As Judge Perkins says, when you have a car like that, you want to be noticed. And, sometimes you get notice from the police as well. Anyways, wait till you see the body cam footage. I've got body cam footage of this. Well, I don't have it. I didn't find it. They showed it in court, and you're gonna see it. And those are the segments I took out where they showed his license plate and his ID and stuff. But this dude. All right, let's go.
And I feel like that they only pulled me over because I had a black Charger. And most people in the neighborhood, they black Chargers, they don't have insurance, they don't have license. And at the time I had insurance and license. So I was really confused on why I was being profiled because I have a sport car that they pull over on the daily.
Oh, at the time he had a valid license and insurance, so he shouldn't be pulled over because everyone else that drives doesn't have a license or insurance. If he would have hired the other attorney, it may have changed. No, it wouldn't have changed things. It really wouldn't have. I'm gonna stop spoiling this and let this play.
So you turned off of Wood Street onto Whittier?
I was coming up out of drive. So when I made a left on out of drive, coming basically on Whittier, out of drive in Whittier, I came up and I approached the stop sign and I stopped. I made a complete stop just because I know, like, before they were even patrolling over there, it's always police that's right there. Like, they always right there. So for me not to stop or for them to say that I didn't stop, it just don't make any sense. Because I literally stopped. I made a complete stop. I looked both ways.
A complete stop and you paused for the period of time that you needed to pause?
Yes, and that's another reason why I asked to see the cameras, because I know exactly what I did. I made a complete stop. I looked both ways and I pulled off. Me pulling off with my Hemi motor, it was like, and that's why they approached me, because they was like, oh, like, and they came flying behind me, and I was like, if y'all seeing me run a stop sign, why didn't you guys flick your lights right there? You made me come to a light, and I made a complete stop at the red light. And after I passed that light to approach the other light, which is like about to pass the bridge where the freeway is, 94, that's when they approached me. And everybody knows, like, if you're in the wrong, and if I ran that light, that stop sign right then and there, they would have cut their lights on instantly. They wouldn't have tried to run my plates before they cut the lights on. It's like I was being profiled because I have a Charger. And it happened every day. Like,
well, Chargers be out in these streets acting a plumb fool sometimes.
Yeah, they definitely do. I see it every day, but I'm not one of them. Like, I get my license back to keep them. Every time I don't get them back to get them took. Like, I'm trying to do everything the right way. I got my license back so I can get a job, a good paying job at that. And it seems like every time I get them back, I just keep getting profiled. Like, I'm really thinking about selling my car because
I was about to say,
keep messing
you might think about doing that. All right, Mr. Euro, you can put yourself on mute. Officer Furnace, do y'all have any video or no?
Oh, yes, we have video. We have video. Unless I'm not gonna spoil it. Not gonna spoil it. Gonna try my hardest not to spoil it. Sparkle Pix, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it. Very generous of you, and welcome to the 5 new members. You guys are all awesome. And just a quick reminder: tomorrow, I'm not gonna have my members only Monday like normal. It is Heather's birthday, and I'm gonna be having a live with Heather on stream tomorrow night. So everyone, please come out and hang out with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've collected a lot of feel-good clips and funny clips for the last month that she requested. She requested funny and feel-good clips. She doesn't want to see anything else. So got a lot of funny and feel-good clips. So make sure you guys all show up for her birthday celebration tomorrow evening. All right, peeps. What's up, peeps? Good to see you. All right, you guys ready to see the body cam? You guys are not ready to see the body cam. Let's go.
Oh. I reviewed my body cam. I was the passenger that day, and the dash cam is signed in under the driver, so I can't access the dash cam, but I did review my body cam.
So I can't see it, huh?
No, not unless Officer Cavalos was here at work or if he was on Zoom.
Your Honor, if I may, City of Detroit, Chico Mason 43471. I know we're not in this, but I think I could probably get I may be able to get our legal assistant to get that if I get the information.
Okay, how long would that take?
I don't know. Can you hold on for just a second? What's his name again, Officer Furnace?
It's
Spell it.
Jerome Urel. First name is Jerome.
Not Urel. I know Urel, but what's
Cavalos.
yeah.
Kavalos. First name Alexander.
Okay, I'll see if how long he can get you.
okay. I appreciate that. Let me just take a brief pause for a second, y'all. Off the record.
Oh, I know I fast forward this. Oh, maybe I don't. Yeah. Welcome to my
Yeah, Judge, he thinks he can get it. I'm just gonna send him the information.
All right, thank you.
Let's do.
Okay.
Nope, I did not cut this out. Oh, no, we're right to the body.
Video.
All right, here we go.
So let me see. I don't know if it has audio.
All right, before we get into the body cam, this is what I cut out. I cut out a small scene when he was pulling out his license, and then I cut out a small scene when the police officer pulled up behind him. So it's going to skip kind of awkwardly. I didn't do the fade in, fade out thing that I usually do, but I'm just warning you guys. You didn't miss anything. Nothing exciting happened, but I didn't want his ID on camera or his license plate. So just warning.
You roll his gloves out for me? You roll his gloves out for me? I appreciate you. Can you put this one down a little bit more? So the reason we pulled you over today is because you blew a stop sign back there.
Yeah, I didn't blow a stop sign. I just went around.
You just went around and showed me anything? Like, yeah, you blew a stop sign back there. He goes, I just went around it. That's what blowing a stop sign. I don't know. Thank you.
I do have one more angle too. What do you mean, Mr. Urel? Unmute yourself.
Hello.
What does it mean to go around the stop sign?
This what happened. I stopped at the stop sign. So me saying that I went around it, that was just me being petty, like, because I know that y'all profiling. So he like, oh, you went through the stop sign. I'm like, man, I went around it. Like, because it's like y'all.
But you see what your words sound like to me, right? Because I just heard them. How do you go around the stop sign?
I never ran the stop sign. I basically was being petty with them saying that I went around it. I thought that you was going to play the car camera to where you can see my car.
I'm trying. So I have to download it a little bit. Sorry. It's just a process. I'm gonna play it still, but I just want to know why you said you went. We stop at stop signs and then we go through the stop signs after we finish pausing. So when you're making jokes, see, this is why it's not funny to joke.
Yeah, I apologize
right?
for that.
Because your literal words say I went around it.
Yeah, I said it because that's just my way of being petty because I know that they
and look what pettiness does. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me find the other video. It is one more video. Let me see if I can get it. Okay.
Okay.
1 second.
Oh, this next video shows you what happened. So that was just the cops walking up. Like I said, I removed a couple of the scenes where he was showing his ID and you could see his license plate. Yeah, you couldn't really see anything. This next one, though, you tell me. You tell me if you ran the stop sign. I don't want to spoil it.
The second video.
Oh, we have dash cam. We have dash cam,
me
Jedi. Do not worry. We have
share my
dash cam.
screen. Before I begin, officer, did you say you were stationary, Officer Furness?
Oh, yeah, he said, did I cut that part out? He said, when I think he just said it. Maybe I'm behind, but he said, I didn't run the stop sign. I ran around it because he was being a smartass. Is what he said. I went around the stop sign. I didn't go through the stop sign. I went around it because he didn't hit the stop sign. He was being a smartass. That's what his explanation for that was. If I cut that out, I'm sorry. If I missed it while I was trying to go through my screens, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's what he meant by that.
I believe that we were stationary, but I just watched the dash cam too. We intended to park there and be stationary, but as we were pulling up, that's when the stop sign was disregarded. We intended on sitting there, but
All right. Let me share my screen again so you can see the media. All right. Now this is where y'all are at, right? The officers?
correct.
Can I play that one more time? Do you see your vehicle in there, sir? Is that your
Yes.
black vehicle?
Yes.
I'm gonna play it one more time. I want you to look. Sir. Do you see the first truck, Mr. Urel?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you start? Yes, where did you start? I'm gonna let it play out entirely this time, at least until about the same period of time, which was about 2 minutes.
Yeah, so Judge Taylor's been watching my videos apparently. I'm gonna let it play out, and then she's gonna pause it halfway through. But you guys saw that. He was right behind. He didn't pause, he didn't stop. This is not the worst offense in the world. Judge Taylor's gonna explain that to him, but he definitely ran that stop sign. He was right behind the car. But he absolutely knows what happened. He got pulled over because he has a Hemi, whatever he said, and his engine's loud is why he got pulled over. But no, we just saw it. Like, no, come on, man. Don't say that they're racially profiling you and then run a stop sign. It's not gonna work out well for you. Yeah, he stopped earlier. He stopped 10 feet behind the sign. You know what? I will rewind it just so for
Yes,
all
ma'am.
of you that didn't see it. Let's go.
That's when the stop sign
Let's
was
go. I'm gonna
disregarded.
replay the court cam.
We intended on
cam.
sitting there, but
Court cam? No,
All right.
the officer dash cam.
Let me share my screen again so you can see the media.
All right, now pay attention, everybody. I'm gonna stop talking.
All right. Now this is where y'all are at, right? The officers?
correct.
Can I play that one more time? Do you see your vehicle in there, sir? Is that your
Yes.
black vehicle?
Yes.
I'm gonna play it one more time. I want you to look. Sir. Do you see the first truck, Mr. Urel?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you start? Yes, where did you start? I'm gonna let it play out entirely this time, at least until about the same period of time, which was about 2 minutes. All right, I think I've seen enough at this point in time. Mr. Uriel,
Yes.
how do you make a complete stop at a stop sign?
You're supposed to stop for like 5 seconds or something like that.
Right. Did you see how fast you were driving behind that other vehicle? You ain't stopped for no 5 seconds, Mr. Uriel.
I definitely probably stopped like on some, okay, I look both ways and then I just went because
Listen, but that's a stop sign. You're technically supposed to stop and pause and say 1, 2, 3 before you continue on. Just because it looks clear on both sides doesn't mean that that's a yield sign when you can just look both directions and keep proceeding forward. And by that video, they were a couple of blocks behind and they saw how close you were behind the truck.
I swear I stopped. I was just on my way to work.
I know you may have thought you stopped. And here's the thing, Mr. Uriel. You may have thought you stopped, but you didn't. You rolled stop. And those are called rolling stops, where you kind of slow down and make sure you made sure no traffic was coming, but you didn't come to a complete stop.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You blew the intersection stop street. Now let me ask you this, Officer Furness, what was the original offer y'all had talked about before we had this hearing?
There was no offer that I was aware of.
Okay.
Well, you want to know what the prosecutor's offers was?
Yes, Attorney Mason. I'm sorry. Thank you.
That's okay, Judge. It was the 1 to 5 1-pointer. 1 to 5 1 point.
Because this is a 3-point ticket or a 2-point ticket.
I think the stop sign's a 1 point. You got the number on there?
I do. I'm trying to. You ready for it?
Is it a 3-pointer? I think Prosecutor Morgan said 3 points.
It's 3 points.
A 3-pointer.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I'd still give him the 1 to 5.
Can we still have that? Mr. Uriel, would you like the 1 to 5 instead of the 3-point ticket because you ran a stop sign?
What is that? What is the 1 to 5?
1 to 5 speed. Instead of having this 3 points fail to stop at a stop street or an intersection, the court is willing to give you 1 to 5 speed, which is a 1-point offense. It's a $125 fine that you'll have to have, but it is a point.
It's crazy. I do so much to get my license back. I feel like if I lose them again, I just not go there.
Let me see.
No more.
With this point,
Yeah, you did so much to get your license back and then you didn't stop at a stop sign. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people do that. They look left and right. There's no one coming. It's a 4-way stop sign. They just roll through it. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Unfortunately, you did right in front of a police officer. That was bad luck that day. But you fought it. But here's the thing. Ms. Mason just gave you the original plea deal. And she's still giving it to you because you didn't hurt anybody. There's, no harm, no foul. Hopefully this court experience, you learn something. Stop at stop signs. Just take the deal. Take the deal now. You've been proven guilty and she's still offering you a deal. Take it, man. Take it. Yeah. You're not going to get better than this. You really aren't.
At this point, lose it. That's why we got to be careful,
Yeah, after they get took again.
And the thing is we got to remember what we say and what we do.
Yeah.
Let me see how many points you have. This wouldn't. Like the first time. Oh, this is the disobeyed stop sign ticket. So this will be you got 2 points back there. it's 1 point. I don't think this is gonna suspend your license, sir. I mean, the alternative is that I'm gonna find you guilty as charged. You're gonna have 3 points. I watched the video over and over just to see if I was mistakenly seeing you roll right behind the vehicle. You gave a little pause, but it wasn't no 3 seconds. It was a rolling pause.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, Officer Furnace, you're all set. You can go ahead and log off.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm gonna find something. Is anything that will offend you at this point in time? Thank you for your patience and your kindness.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, so you're ready. Now I know you may not have remembered, but we all watched the video now, and I would like to thank the city attorney for getting me that video so I can be able to watch this. Sir, you got to make sure that you follow everything that you're supposed to follow. Attorney Mason, how mad would you be if I did impeding, but he got a higher fine?
You know, I leave it to the discretion of the court. Just the discretion of the court. Yeah, you know what? I think I would always leave it to your discretion, Your Honor. So I have no problem.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do, Mr. Urelli. Thank you. I'm gonna do impeding traffic. It's no points, but it's a higher fine, and you're gonna pay this fine in 14 days. You hear me?
Oh my God. I'm already like.
There is nothing. I can give you a little extra time, but after I watch the video, sir, I got nothing for you. But it won't extract to your record, and it's 0 points. You want that?
All right, everybody. All right, I'm gonna let this video play out. There's still about 3 minutes left of this. I'm gonna let it play out. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and hopefully you guys all come to Heather's birthday party tomorrow night. Same time as usual, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be celebrating Heather's birthday. She's going to be on camera with me. She's going to be on panel. So you guys all have a great night. And yeah, that's all I got. Until next time. Bye.
What's the fine?
$175.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. All right.
I probably have to pay by tomorrow or something. Hopefully it's just.
I give you 14. You need 14 days or 30 days.
I definitely need about 60. I'll take the 30 though. I definitely will take the 30 days.
I have it due no later than July 22nd, 2024. Next time, how long? You better count at these. Count.
Legal Fiction, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Let it play out. Yeah, quote unquote. I did just set it up to raid Law Talk with Mike. You know, it's always when a small creator goes live doing the same thing Law Talk with Mike does, it sucks. It does. And but I'm gonna raid him. So let's all go say hi to him and say, you know, hey, Colin sent me here. So let's go. Legal Fiction, thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah.
And I'll play it for you one more time if you want. Count at them. You roll right. Listen, that officer said it, okay?
Yeah.
You roll, and they were some blocks away, so they saw it.
I definitely stopped. It's probably just a car or something.
Mr. Urelli, stop. Because the way, unless the truck and you just both did the same, ain't no way. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I can see it. I definitely can see it. So a stop, and I'm gonna say it one more time. A stop is not a yield. A yield is you slow down, you cautiously proceed if nobody's there. A stop is you full. I have to think about it too. That's why I'm lecturing you a little bit. I have to think about it too. When I stop at a stop sign, your vehicle should stop motion altogether. That's how you have to tell yourself. My vehicle needs to stop motion that's what a stop sign is for. Stop complete motion of my vehicle should not be still rolling. And I look around, that's a rolling stop. Your vehicle must come to a complete and full stop and then proceed forward. So you got to remember that, okay? Stop, then proceed forward. You got it, Mr. Urelli?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
And Judge, I was going to just let him, not to have him pay immediately so it won't,
Yeah.
you-
No, we did. We gave him some time.
No,
So
no, I
that
mean,
way-
if he played
yeah.
before it gets in the system.
Yeah, so don't try and make any payments on it. Give us a week to make sure it's in the system as impeding traffic, because once you pay it, anything on it, you can make little payments on it, but once you pay anything on it, if it still says the ticket that I have, which is failure to stop at a stop sign, you're gonna get those 3 points and you don't want them, okay?
I definitely don't.
Okay, all right, so make sure in the system it says impeding traffic, okay?
Okay.
All right,
Thank
Mr.
you so
Urelli,
much.
complete stop your vehicle completely, then proceed.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much. I really appreciate
You're
you.
welcome. No problem. All right, have a good day.
You as well. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.